Welcome to Douglas Everett Arena here in Concord, New Hampshire. Oyster River-Portsmouth Clipper Cats. Facing the home team from Concord. Concord tied.
For the corners, based on the near side hangover.
Yeah, that would go. I'm gonna try, but
There's only so far I'm confident.
sorry,
All right, welcome to Douglas Everett Arena here in Concord, New Hampshire. Tonight's matchup between the Oyster River-Portsmouth Clippercats versus the Concord Crimson Tide. It's been a while since I've videoed from the perch above the benches, literally directly above the benches. So getting video of the team and the ice is straight down beneath us. Certainly kind of cool, but we might get a little motion sickness during tonight's game. I hope not. I'll do my best. But you know enough of the game already. It moves quick, and the camera's got to follow. Farwell on the faceoff. That'll be back for Alvarez. We'll pick it up under pressure immediately by Concord. Coming down the wall, Concord gets possession of the puck. Back behind the net. Girls need to be a little physical here. Okay to lean in. The puck's going to come up the wall, picked up by Simpson. She'll center it to Metcalf. Metcalf will get it into the zone, but gets tangled up. They'll go down into the corner. Concord will gather that up. That attempt by Farwell is blocked. Centering pass by Simpson. This would be an example getting down into the corner. We can't really see. Yeah, we can lean over a little bit. And here comes Concord with the puck. They'll dump that in. There'll be a shot covered up, safe. Face-off won by Zowski, back to the wall. Renko with it behind the net. They'll come up. Exit the zone. She's got Gzowski coming down the middle. Renko will take it wide, curling around. Takes it back behind the net. Cuts back in. They give her some space. That's a shot off the back of the net. Concord will gather it up. Kane comes down the wall, chips it back in. Concord back to pick it up. And puck's back around to the far corner. Kane will grab it, send it behind the net. Concord's there to get it. Concord will clear the zone and goes back for it. Will float it over to the near side. Dumas with the puck. Coming back up the wall. Rinko will keep that in. Battling along the wall. Looking to move the puck. Tough for me to see. I see them pulling off the wall. Looks like the puck's loose. Concord's got it. Back behind the net. Kane is there into the corner. It's going to pop loose. Zowski chips it in and then comes in for a change here. Farwell will come out. Here comes Concord. Concord will chip it in. No icing. It's waved off. Rinko's back for it. Rinko will reverse it to Metcalf on the far wall. Metcalf centers it to Farwell. Farwell loses it. Rinko will chip it into the neutral zone. That was to Simpson. Metcalf into the zone with it. Puck's into the corner. Back up the wall. Coming down the wall is Alvarez. We'll keep that in. Off the wall. Metcalf there battling for it along the wall. Support from Farwell. Puck's going to pop loose. Alvarez with it. She'll feed it over to Houle. Houle with a shot. The flex wide. It's going to go over to the far wall. Alvarez will keep it in. Move it off to Houle. Houle pumping back down to Metcalf. Metcalf with it. High slot. Barwell gets it knocked off her stick to the wall. Concord with it along the back of the net. They'll bounce it off the wall and they'll clear the zone. Back for it is Houle. Houle skated into the zone. She makes some moves, gets taken off the puck, and that'll come to the wall. Back to Alvarez. Alvarez will flip it up. Tipped by Concord. Coming up the wall to Alvarez. Alvarez will send it back down to Kane. Kane to Houle. Houle unable to get much on it. Concord not much back on it. Then turns it over to each other. Shot by Kane. That come out to the point. Alvarez keeps it in. Takes a shot that's intercepted. Here comes Concord the other way. Takes it wide on the near side. No possession out to the point, down beneath us. They'll take a shot to flex off some skates. Houle back behind the net. They rim it around to Kane. Concord keeps it in. Alvarez back for it behind the net. Centering pass there by Concord. Gets all the way through the crease. Quibecat's lucky that the skater for Concord was not paying attention on the weak side. Sowski intercepts that pass. She'll stretch it wide to Kane. Kane into the zone. She'll take a shot behind the net. Puck's going to get out of the zone. Metcalf was coming in, so she'll pick it up. She sends it in. They'll wave off any icing. Puck's along the wall. Farwell comes off the wall with it. Down the high slot. Feeds it back to Skoglund. But the Cats will give that away. Here comes Concord. Farwell attacks. Here comes the puck the other way. Farwell with it. Tries to pull it on her backhand. Loses the puck. It's going to come all the way back by Concord. Skoglund picks it up. Sends it to the far side. Misses Metcalf. Puck's still loose here in the neutral zone, but the Cats will get it. Dump it in high in the offensive zone. And Concord follows suit. Dumps it into the Clipper Cat side. Renko under pressure. Gates up through the neutral zone. Into the offensive zone, and they're going to call an offsides. Face-off won by Concord. It's going to come into the Clipper Cat zone. They're going to bounce it off the wall, picked up by Zowski. Zowski skates through the zone. Looks to center it. Sends it through the slot, but there was nobody there. We'll dump that puck in. Concord sends it back out. Alvarez with it. Alvarez gives it up to Concord. Concord into the zone. Back behind the net. Concord will send it up the wall. Back down to the player behind the goal line. And the Cats send it out to the point. Alvarez back behind the net with it. She'll bounce it off the wall here to Simpson. Simpson with it on the wall. Gets it up to Farwell. Farwell will send it across to Metcalf. Metcalf in the zone. Sends it out to the point to Alvarez. Alvarez sends it across to Houle. Puck's going to get bounced off the wall by Concord. Clear the zone. The Cats trying to regroup. Concord with it. Farwell will knock it off the stick back into the Concord zone. Farwell in the slot, all in their skates, unfortunately. Alvarez intercepted the pass, gets a shot wide of the net. And Concord will clear the zone. Here comes Dumas with it. She'll float it wide from Metcalf. Metcalf will go on the change. Concord sends it into the zone. Scud one back for it. Gives it up to Concord. Concord with a shot. Pad save. Good save by Boussier. Another shot intercepted by Scudlin. Loses it behind the net. She'll come back out to this side. Send it off the wall for Dumas. Dumas bounces it off the wall. Concord's back there, sends it back in. Kozowski with it. She's got Kane wide. Dumas follows her in the zone. Centering pass for Kane. Couldn't quite get there. That'll come out to the point for Scudlin. Scudlin will send it across to Rinko. Rinko will step in. Shot. Loose puck. Concord clears it wide. Farwell with it, pulls it out front, gets her stick lifted. Good defense by Concord. Concord will flip it into the zone. Go back for it. Go reverses it back to the near wall. Centering pass, blind pass by Simpson. Concord gets it, but gives it right back over to the Clipper Cats. Simpson will come through the neutral zone, picks up that puck. Bounces it off the back wall. Puck's left. Right along the net. Puck comes out to the point. Wool takes a shot. Intercepted by Concord. Wool will send it back in off the back wall. Concord reverses to the far side. Concord ships it in, regains possession, passes it to the slot. Puck is still loose, back for it is Dumas. Dumas along the back wall. Lost it briefly, is able to center it to Kozowski. Kozowski's in the zone all by herself, no support, she's in the slot, shot. Good save. Out to the point, Alvarez will kick that. Has to push it in. Farwell picks that up. Will come out to the wall by Farwell. Farwell with a shot off the defender. Right out front. Defended well. Who will come down the wall? Trying to get out front. Puck's loose. Comes out to the point by Concord. There's Farwell with a shot, and that's going to be a save. Good screen shot for Farwell. Concord makes the save. Concord wins the faceoff. And here comes Concord through the neutral zone with it. He'll push it in wide of the net. Boussier will cover it up. Puck is loose in the neutral zone. Clippercats unable to gain possession. Barwell picks it up. She'll get it into the zone. Off the wall. Onto her backhand. Puck skirts just wide. Simpson over to the wall to pick it up. Concord will clear the zone. Bull re-enters the zone with it. She'll skate up. Shot. Save. Nobody there for the rebound. Good opportunity there for Wool. Be good time for a change. Has been out there a while. Here comes Kozowski. Shot across the middle. And Concord with the puck. Gives it up to Kozowski. Kozowski curl back with it. Sends it across to Alvarez. Alvarez can't handle it. Into the neutral zone. Clippercats reset. Alvarez back for it. Beats it over to Kozowski. Kozowski into the zone. Renko with it. Skates it into the circle. Shot. Save. To the point. Renko will keep that in. That's going to be another shot from Dumas. Good save for Concord. Skoglund sends it in. And Concord will send that out of play. Try to get the clock caught up here. 45 seconds left here on the clock in the arena. Tied up, comes out to the point for Renko. Renko with a shot off the player's skate. Renko will keep that in. Farwell picks up the loose puck. Takes a shot deflected off the defender. Farwell out front with it. It's going to be a goal. 21 seconds left here. And Farwell will get the goal. I messed up the goals. I'll fix that. Puck into the zone for the Clippercats. Concord with it behind their net. 10 seconds left here. Off a Concord skate into the neutral zone. Ludman picks it up. Hands it off to Metcalf to Farwell. And that'll be the end of the first period. Clippercats 1. Concord 0. See you after intermission. It worked.
weather the storm, and then we got a play spot. Up in the net, and we stop making them believe. Okay? And that's by putting the puck behind the net. Right? Get it on net, back to net, get in the storm. We're gonna ride their tide with our ship. You never.
Back for the second period. Clipper Cats 1, Crimson Tide 0. Clipper Cats with the puck in their zone. Cowboys back into the corner for it. Concord applying pressure. Concord with it. Intercepted by Farwell. Hands off to Metcalf through the neutral zone. Concord will transition right back onto offense. Concord with it. Gets it into the zone. Then a shot behind the net by Concord. Come over to the near wall. Centering Concord. Shot on net. Farwell with it. Sent it across wide to Simpson. Simpson through the neutral zone. Farwell on the change. Here comes Metcalf for the change. Wazowski battling along the wall. Payne picked it up, tries to get a shot off. Wazowski shot. Good save. With the face-off to the wall. Bumped off. Concord will send it into the zone. Renko will send it across to Skoglund. Skoglund here to Kane. Clean stick. That'll come off the glass into the neutral zone. Renko back for it. Curl it around. Then some pressure from Concord. Cuts back. Renko will take off with it. Coming through the neutral zone. It's wide. Curling around the net. Still with possession. Centering. Payne with it. Payne loses it in the neutral zone. Gazowski comes through, picks it up, sends it over to the wall. Gazowski back to Renko. Renko with a shot. Loose puck right on the doorstep. Another shot from Skoglund. Save. Puck's on the back of the net. Assume it's loose on the ice. Yeah, it's out to the wall. Right on the corner. Right on the... That is a goal for the Clipper Cats. I don't exactly know who. We're going to say Dumas was the first one through line. 2-0 here in the second. Face-off won by Concord. Down into the corner. Concord with it back behind the net. Pinched by Farwell. That'll come out to the wall and Simpson. Simpson feeds Farwell. Farwell through the neutral zone. She's got Metcalf coming down the middle. Shot wide of the net. This opportunity. Concord gets out of the zone with it. To the neutral zone. Metcalf will knock it off their stick. Puck is still loose. Back out to D. Concord gives it to Alvarez. Wool with it. She'll skate it into the zone. Rule at the dot, loses it in the slot. Picked up by Farwell. Farwell will bounce it off the wall to Alvarez. Alvarez will step it in top of the circle. Shot and tip for goal. Metcalf will get the goal. They're going to say goal by Kane, so I'll update that. It's up the wall. Rinto for a shot. Deflects wide. Comes out Saar here with a shot. Out to Rinko. Rinko with another shot. Goes wide of the net. Here in the corner. Comes up the wall. Saar came down the wall. Gazowski will chip it into the corner. She's got it. Down the goal line. Centering to Dumas with the shot. There comes Concord. They go back to defend. Knox takes the puck, gives it over to Dumas. Rico will lift the stick, take it into the neutral zone. Feeds it past, and then shot just wide of the pipe on a backhand. Up the wall, Gazowski leaves it for Saar. Saar with a shot. Coming up the wall. Rico comes down the wall, gets down below the goal line. Back for it is Beaupre. Over to the near wall is Saar. Takes the hit. Rico steps in, takes a shot, goes wide of the pipe. Beaupre puts it on the back of the net. And here comes Concord up the wall. Centering pass by Concord. Saar intercepts. Feeds it over here to Concord, goes the other way. Renko intercepts the pass or shot, wide of the net, and she'll flip it into the neutral zone. Beaupre gives chase. That puck's into our zone. Hool back for it. Hool back behind the net. Come around the near side. Gets a bad bounce. Pass doesn't land, and we turn it over to Concord. And they'll be offsides. Get closer to the time in the arena. Back on Alvarez's stick. Comes up the wall. Farwell with the puck. She'll enter the offensive zone. Coming down the slot. Loses it in her skates. And Concord going the other way. Backcourt is Hool. Back to the far corner. Bounces it off the wall to Simpson. Simpson through the neutral zone, steps up, gets a shot. Centering right in the slot. Farwell with it, shot, save. Concord will come the other way. Concord will give it up to Metcalf here on the near side. She'll center it. Goes right back. Alvarez loses an edge. Concord into the corner to get it. They'll send it up the near wall. Farwell centers that pass over to Simpson. Simpson in the slot. Can't go on a change. Here comes Concord the other way. Chipped past School. Rinko with the puck. Gets up to the neutral zone. Rinko from the dot. Speeds it out front to Gazowski. Great pass. Good save. Centering. Skoglund will step in. Feed it over to Kane. Back up the wall past Skoglund. Rinko comes back for support. He'll send it to the other side. Gonna land on Gazowski's stick to enter the zone. Knocked off into the corner, still with it. Turn over to Concord. To Rinko. Rinko with a shot. Save. That puck was still loose. Quick whistle. Not save. Pickford still with the puck, gonna come out to the point. We'll bump it down the wall. Comes out to the point to Callahan. Callahan with an attempt. Unable to quite get it off. Alvarez steps in. That's gonna bounce off Alvarez. School back for it. School passes out to the far side. Comes over to Callahan. Callahan will enter the zone. Let the puck be on the goal line. Beaupre trying to get to it. Concord will come the other way. No chip pass rule. Alvarez back to get it. Behind the net. Puck is out of the zone for the Clipper Cats. It's sent in. Forget getting that puck into the zone. Here comes Concord the other way. Tips past Alvarez. And now go for an icing. $3-0 here in Concord. Farwell with the face-off win back to Saar. Saar will bump it down below the goal line. Farwell with support from Metcalf. Saar skates down. Bumps it down. Puck came right back at her. Wasn't quite looking for that. Simpson applying stretch pass here by Farwell. Is going to go off sides for the Clipper Cats. Concord takes a long time to get organized. Puck tips out and ends up bouncing its way to Rinko. Rinko to Simpson. Simpson to Farwell. Farwell to Rinko. Rinko will backhand it to Simpson into the zone. Bounces off the wall by Concord. Concord trying to send it up the wall. Farwell says nope. Come out to the point. Rinko says nope, and there's the shot. Deflected on Simpson's stick. She takes a shot, goes behind the net. Farwell with it, curling in the circle. Backhand just misses the outside post. Rinko steps down. Puck up the wall. Farwell supporting Megan, who came down the wall. Farwell with it through the slot, feeds Saar. Saar with a backhand, comes out, lands its way right in the middle of the ice. Simpson unable to do much with it, but here comes Concord. Concord shot. The save by Boussier. Here comes Gazowski through the neutral zone. She's got Metcalf with her along the side. Puck coming down. Beaupre loses an edge. Back up the wall. And Concord sends it out. Saar, nice job knocking that down. Saar takes a big hit. I cannot believe there was no whistle there. Sar got literally laid out. Alvarez with the puck. She's in the circle. There's a shot. It's blocked. That's going to come the other way. Here comes Concord into the zone. Backhand goes wide of the net. Puck is loose. Cleared into the neutral zone. And Concord will send that all the way in. Hain with the puck coming out of the zone. Gets the pass, no whistle for an icing. I'll have to go back and watch that later. You can rewind it now. I would have thought maybe the girl was going to the bench and they collided, but she got right back into the play, I thought. In either case, there's no whistle. Alvarez with it back behind the net, 2 minutes. Clippercats 3, Concord 0. Comes Beaupre trying to get it on the near side to Forget. Put into the zone by Callahan. Beaupre on the far side. Alvarez intercepts. Beats Forget here. Forget will enter the zone. Rebounces around the back. It's going to come out to Wool. Wool bump it down behind the net. Forget there with it. Concord will chip that out into the neutral zone. Wool bounces it off the glass while the Clippercats reset. This puck will bounce off the near wall. Alvarez back for it. Alvarez gives it up to Concord, and that'll be an offsides. Will send that out to Renko. Will chip it in for Farwell. Farwell picks it up, enters the zone with speed. She's in the slot, shot into the netting. Good entry. .55 seconds left here in the second. Face-off one back to Skoglund. Cross to Rinko. Rinko steps in, chips it in. Back to Simpson. Simpson under pressure along the wall. She gets it down below the goal line. Metcalf will go get it. Feeds it out front. That's going to be a goal for the Clippercats. That's going to be a goal for 21, Simpson. Face-off won by Concord all the way in. Skoglund back for it. And this is on the initial pass. Comes up the middle to Farwell. Support by Metcalf. Put back in by Concord. They reset. Picked back up by Farwell. She's got 20 seconds. She's into the zone. Down below the goal line, centering. Goes off a defender. Gets tangled up. Coming up the wall. Hit past Rinko. Here comes Concord, 8 seconds. And that's Skoglund. Great block. Lands on Boussier for a save. Face-off won by Concord, and that'll be the end of the second period. River-Cats 4, Concord 0. We'll see you after intermission.
I get play in the front.
him, I look up and I'm like, what is he doing here? What's up? Welcome to
I remember my hanging it over the edge to get the edges. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. It's like understated top spot. It's like a classic car.
That's nice.
Back with the third period. Concord quick with the puck in the zone. Sticky ice, though. Oh, no. I'm sorry for the graphic. Sticky ice, puck's in the corner. You're not missing anything. Puck into the neutral zone. And here come the attack. Ah, sticky ice for Farwell, but followed up. And that was a goal. Farwell lost the puck, and then I believe Metcalf may have punched it through. We'll find out. Listen for the announcement here. Benign pass by Simpson. Concord with it, and they'll dump that in. Alvarez back for it. Bounce it off the wall to Simpson. Simpson tries to get to blind pass to Farwell. Not Metcalf's skate. Metcalf's able to keep that in. Still controls it along the blue line. Benning goes off Concord's skate. Alvarez with the shot, wide of the net. But the Cats on the change, forwards. Comes out of the zone. Alvarez in the neutral zone with it. The D not making the change. Extra long shifts these days. Come on, girls. It's going to come out to the point to Alvarez. Alvarez sends it in. Flips past Houle. Houle back for it. She gathers it up. He's heading up ice. Feeds it over to Gazowski, who loses the puck. Here comes Concord the other way. There's a shot saved by Boussier. Nice job. There's a shot on net for the Clipper Cats. Stunning pass by Concord. Over to the far wall. Scuggling there. Gets past her. Rinko with it. Sends it off the glass. Scuggling will pick it up. Over to Farget. Sending across the middle off Callahan. Trying to get to Beaupre. Intercepted by Concord. Concord will enter the zone. Shot, pad save. Roger will leave that behind for Scuggling. Scuggling will hit Beaupre here on the near side. Concord coming the other way with it though. Rinko with it. Rinko through the neutral zone. Steps it into the zone. Low angle shot. Goes around to Farget on the far wall. Farget centers it. Rinko with a shot. Deflected and goal. Goal for Callahan, I believe. We'll see. That looks like 17. Powell with it, shot, low shot, save. Gonna come out to the point. Who will kick it over? Another shot save. Shot. Great block by Concord. Down in the corner. Powell sends it out to Alvarez. Alvarez with a shot. Glove save. Out to Saar. Saar will send it in behind the net. Dot gets deflected wide. Concord's going to send it out of the zone. Coming through the zone, they'll get it deep. Lucier sends it behind the net. That was Allahan from Marinko and Sarge. Lucier with a good save. Puts it out to the wall. Comes out to the point for Concord. Shot. Deflected by Gazowski. Gazowski back behind the net. Or behind the goal line. Rinko will pick it up behind the net. Cut back. Feeds it over to Dumas. Dumas will send it wide to Kane. Past Kane's stick. Concord will pick that up and go on the attack. And Concord offsides. Just getting that reset. We're at running time. 6-0 here in Concord. Puck will go down in the corner. Saar gathers it up. Under pressure. She gets it up to the wall to Beaupre. Beaupre feeds it across the middle. Ends up on Concord's stick. Forget with it. She'll get into the neutral zone. That's a shot. And a good save for Concord. Face-off won by Concord. Concord back behind the net with it. We'll bounce it off the wall. Forget behind the net. Concord gets that out of the zone. Houle. Houle will lose the puck into the zone. Concord will clear. Beaupre gets it, sends it back in. They're down in the corner. Back to the near side. Concord controlling the puck. Hands on it, works in their favor. You come out of the zone with it. Down to the hash mark, still with it. Angled up, and the Clipper Cats will send it out of the zone. Farwell intercepts and sends it behind the crease, right behind the goalie, right through the crease, I should say. Good pinch by Farwell. She'll come away with the puck, sends it across. Here comes shot saved by Boussier. Cats come the other way. Here's Farwell through the neutral zone. To the wall. Concord will clear the zone. Will now be icing. Come all the way back down. Face off won by Gazowski with a shot that just goes wide of the net. Payne out to the corner. Gazowski supporting. Comes up the wall to Skoglund. Skoglund will pull it off the wall. Here comes Concord. Gazowski, good back check. I'm sorry, Kane. We go with the puck. Head up ice. Loses it off the puck. There comes the other way. Rinko back. There's going to be a penalty on Rinko for a hooking. I put the penalty up already, so it's already running time down. Oh, they stopped the time here to put the penalty on. Oh, look at that. Well, that's fair, I suppose. That's going to be a goal for Concord. Good save by Lucier. They should be stopping the clock, but they're letting it run. I'll take guidance from the official. Puck out to the wall here. Dot save. Man, that pass is stretched out, but Concord will get it. Concord coming the other way into the zone. Barlow will take the puck off the pinch. To the wall. Puck is still loose. Barlow with it. Through the neutral zone. Concord takes it and loses it back to the Clipper Cats. Give it back. Concord entering the zone on the far side. Comes out to the point. That puck is loose. That'll get picked up by Saar. Pocket picked by Concord. Concord into the zone. Saar back. Puck goes wide of the net on the near side. Beaupre will center to Callahan. Here comes Callahan through the neutral zone. She'll pull it wide. It's pinched off. Behind the net is Forget. Up to the near wall. Concord coming the other way. Concord will send it into the zone. Saar with it on the far side. Bounces it up, and Concord, though, comes back the other way. Rinko with it. Rinko through the middle of the ice. Looks up, she's got a little space. Back behind the net. Getting tangled up. Feeds it out to Beaupre. This is the puck. She'll come down the wall. Rinko ships it back in. Battling along the wall. Rinko will get it down below the goal line. Comes back out to Rinko from Concord. Rinko step in. Shot. Goes wide of the top pipe. Another shot. Deflected off Concord. Under a minute left to play. Here comes Concord the other way. Shot. Glove save. She loses the puck. And that puck gets by. Gazowski hustling for it. Payne looking to feed Gazowski in the middle. Good defense by Concord. 30 seconds left. Oh, and my clock is stopped. Shot and goal. Concord scores. And the clock was still running.
I want them to sit there and then put 20 seconds up on the clock and then they stop the play.
So we'll see what they put back up on the clock for time. We're going to just put 20 seconds on the clock. Face-off won by Concord. Back to Alvarez. Alvarez will give it back to Concord. Concord gives it to Alvarez. Back to Concord. And here comes Gazowski into the zone. She's got 5 seconds. Shot. Back behind the net. Another shot. And that'll be a save. So 6-2 is your final here. Somehow I have 6-3. I don't think that's true. Got all twisted there at the end. But needless to say, it's the end of the game. Clipper Cat win against the Concord Crimson Tide. Good battle. Way to stay with it, ladies. Tomorrow night, we're back at the Whittemore Center against Hanover. Back home. Always love our games at the Whittemore Center. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a great night. And we'll see you tomorrow night at the Whittemore Center. 7 o'clock, I believe. Have a great night.